history, and a touch of the unusual. Our destination? Cicero and the neighboring community of Berwyn. You may not realize it, but the CTA serves 40 suburban communities, giving you 40 more reasons to get up, get out, and explore Chicagoland on the CTA. 2 of those reasons can be found just west of the city near the Chicago border and south of Oak Park. They're the communities of Cicero and Berwyn. For a tour of these 2 west suburban neighborhoods, we turn to John Kocholko, a local Cicero resident and historian. What makes this area of Cicero and Berwyn such a great destination?
Well, I've always thought of Cicero, and I believe it applies to Berwyn as well, as really representing the national motto, E pluribus unum, because Cicero has many communities combined into one. So I like to think that you can come to this area in order to shop and do business, in order to dine. You can come here to work, to live, or to worship. Really, Cicero and Berwyn, we have it all.
Just for kicks, check out Route 66. This historic stretch of 2,400-mile cross-country roadway runs right through the heart of Berwyn. It's part of our history from back in the Depression days when the Okies moved to California to get out of the Dust Bowl to people just wanting to travel the whole United States. It still represents part of our history, and you can still see elements of our history in the United States across Route 66. In celebration of that history, the Berwyn Development Corporation hosts an annual car show along Route 66, also known as America's Mother Road. Locals know it as Ogden Avenue. The show attracts people from around the world. We have travelers from Japan and Europe. We recently had a group of car collectors from Europe who shipped their cars to the United States and did a tour from Chicago to Los Angeles on Route 66. And they stopped here in Berwyn and were part of our car show. They actually shipped their cars here. It was totally amazing. The car show is held every fall and is open to the public. The road to Berwyn's discovery dates back to the late 1800s, when 2 Chicago realtors started developing and selling land here. Buyers were attracted to the close proximity to Chicago, made even more attractive when the existing rail lines began serving commuters. While Berwyn had great rail transportation, Cicero was developing a reputation as a leader in air transportation. The Cicero Flying Field was, at one time, the busiest airport in the world. In 1914, for 3 months here, you had more departures and arrivals than airports in the U.S. As aviation was taking flight, the Cicero Flying Field was on the cutting edge, hosting aviation pioneers like the Wright brothers and Charles Lindbergh. Today, the Cicero Stadium can be found where the airfield once stood, but the memories are still preserved. It's an important part of the town history. Today, Cicero and Berwyn thrive as communities geared toward families. Affordable housing is a big attraction.
These buildings were erected in the days when homes were built to last. They were built substantially. And you can find housing stock ranging from the frame farmhouses that were erected near the railroad station in the 1870s all the way to our well-known bungalows.
Along the business districts, you'll find any number of restaurants. Be sure to check out Klaus Restaurant in Cicero, a favorite of the locals, with its impressive Czech-influenced decor and menu. Or another popular spot, Fitzgerald's. If you're into the quirky, be sure to stop by the Cermak Plaza Shopping Center in Berwyn. The CTA drops you off at its doorstep. Before heading into the stores, you'll be treated to some imaginative and unusual public art pieces. There are over 20 works of art in all. Before leaving the area, put on your bowling shoes, or rather your dancing shoes, and head to Town Hall Bowl in Cicero for a little late-night disco bowl. We call it cosmic bowl. Family, kids, all types of ages. We turn on the cosmic lights. People love them. They like to bowl with them. The music starts pumping every Friday and Saturday night at 9:30. From the usual to the unusual, there's so much to see and do in Berwyn and Cicero. Just let the CTA get you. Here's how.
'21 Cermak and the 25 West Cermak.
So remember, the next time you want to get out and explore the city and the suburbs, you can do it with the help of the CTA. The next time you're in the Chicago suburbs, consider this. You now have more reasons to use public transportation, thanks to a new agreement that makes it easier for CTA customers to transfer to PACE buses. All you need is a little basic training. CTA customer Nicole Stone takes 2 buses to get to work every day, a CTA bus and a PACE bus. But now her commute has become a whole lot easier.
It's a lot better and also helps kids out that gotta go to school, and plus it also helps me out for work.
Under a new pilot program, the PACE bus system is now accepting all CTA passes.
CTA customers can now take advantage of using their 7-day pass, their university pass, the U-Pass, and visitors passes on PACE suburban buses.
Previously, PACE only accepted certain CTA fare cards and passes. Now, with a new agreement in place, CTA customers who also travel on PACE never have to give any thought to whether their CTA fare card will be accepted on PACE, since everything is now accepted.
That creates a seamless transfer for our customers between PACE and CTA system. So what that means for our customers is that they're not having to deal with the hassle of having 2 different types of fare media to conduct their trip.
It's a new convenience customer Mario Frazier appreciates.
It saves a lot of money because I don't keep going into my pocket to find extra change to get on the bus.
Every day, Mario takes the Orange Line to Midway, then transfers to PACE bus number 390, which takes him to work at UPS in suburban Hodgkins.
Now I can get on the CTA as well as the PACE bus at the same pass, and it's a lot convenient for me.
3 out of every 5 PACE customers use the CTA for some portion of their trip. That's one reason why this new agreement is so significant.
CTA carries more suburban residents than either Metro or PACE, so it's important for us to deal with the fact that we're a regional transit system and that our customers, both PACE customers and CTA customers, have the
Since PACE began accepting all CTA passes last fall, the Suburban Transit Agency has started to experience increasing ownership.
Have to work very closely together to ensure that we're providing the quality transportation services that our customers need and deserve.
Almost 2 million customers daily use some combination of CTA, PACE, and Metra to get to and from destinations around the 6-county region. By making transfers between systems even easier, the customers benefit, and more people will be attracted to the convenience of public transit.
At the end of the day, ridership is the most important element or indicator of success in terms of transit services that we provide.
We're heading back into the city on board the Cermak branch of the Blue Line, where celebration is in the air, now that the renovation of the branch is complete. It's a milestone in CTA history, and just one more way the CTA is working hard to keep you on the move.
As you look at this wonderful station, it has the past, it has the future. And what these cities are all about is respecting the past, understanding the future is brighter and better.
The ribbon has been cut, and so has the cake. It was all part of a sweet celebration to mark the completion of Renew the Blue, a $483 million renovation of the 54th Cermak branch of the CTA's Blue Line.
This $483 million project is really about the revitalization of a neighborhood, and revitalization and the importance of transportation. And so For the Blue Line communities, Little Village, Pilsen, Lawndale, Cicero, and beyond, this shows how important public transportation is.
This day also demonstrates the city's commitment to the revitalization of the West Side neighborhoods this branch serves, and the importance of governmental cooperation on the local, state, and national levels.
It's our largest construction project and really demonstrates the bipartisan effort that is really important to public transportation and investment in public transportation.
The recently announced addition of weekend service tops off a list of major improvements to the 54th Cermak branch of the Blue Line. With the renovation of the line comes a faster, smoother ride, along with fully renovated and accessible stations. Things that make a real difference to customers who use this branch.
All 11 stations are now accessible and meet American Disabilities Act requirements, which is really important.
Great adventure,
There are
even
a
better.
whole number
We
of
hope you live your best life.
that make
All
it
of you
easy for
deserve
persons
it.
with disabilities to
Today
ride
is
public transit,
2024.
and that's something
We
very
hope
much
your new year is
encourage.
filled with good friends, great adventure.
Columns, signals, and tracks along the branch were rebuilt. Believe it or not, some of the old structure dated back to the 1890s.
Over half of this line was in slow zones. It was going as slow as 15 miles an hour. Well, you can ride a bicycle faster than that. And that meant the travel times were very long, and it meant it was not convenient for an awful lot of people to take public transit. It was just too slow. And now it's a fast, comfortable ride.
Commuter Andre Cole takes advantage of the newly added weekend service.
Man, the weekend's been lovely because it was hard for me. I was getting on the bus in hell, and I may be late for work. And I live right up the street, so I can come up here right on Kansas, so I can just come right on the hill and go to work.
Andre uses the Blue Line every day to go to and from work.
It's really nice, you know, comfortable when you come up here, the lights and the heating, because it really be cold. So the heating, you know, did a great service.
In addition to the overhead heating and enhanced lighting, other customer-friendly conveniences include stainless steel and glass canopies, escalators, and artwork created by local artisans. Completion of the 54th Cermak Branch project marks a milestone for the CTA, and it's just one more example of the CTA's ongoing commitment to serving customer needs. Just off the Cermak branch of the Blue Line is one of Chicago's hidden gems, and a warm, inviting place to escape the winter blues. The Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum is our last stop. Escape the winter blues by wrapping yourself in the warmth and color of Mexico while still in Chicago. The Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum in Chicago's Pilsen neighborhood has been a cornerstone of culture and heritage in the city for more than 17 years. But you don't have to be an art expert to enjoy it.
I think Mexican art really has this unique strength in that it really does speak to everybody.
The Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum is a wonderful venue, not only for art, but for education too. And admission is free. You can make the trip easy and affordable by taking the CTA. Remember, the Mexican Fine Arts Center Museum is just a bus or train ride away on the CTA. More on that next month.